the CPS Theater 13's production of We the People, the musical. This inspirational patriotic show by Bill Francoeur's music and lyrics, as well as Pat Cook's book, is something that we've really been looking forward to doing for a number of years. We're very pleased that you're able to join us this evening, and we're looking forward to some very excellent performances. This show is a slice of American life, and it gives a chance to look at the preamble to the U.S. Constitution and all that it stands for, phrase by phrase, scene by scene, song by song. Thank you for coming, and hopefully you'll come back again to Theater 13 and after seeing We the People.
Well, personally, I believe it's a good idea, and we should really put some thought into it.
Of course. I think we all agree on that.
Though sometimes, I wonder if Sam is up to it. He never seems to go along with any of us. It drives me crazy.
Don't worry about Sam. He'll come around.
After all, the mayor chose the 6 of us for a reason. Even though we're all so different, he thought we were the right ones to pull this off.
I think the mayor's idea to put on a patriotic play is great.
But George, where do we start? We certainly have a lot to cover.
Oh, hi, Sam.
Sam.
Sorry I'm late. I could give you a bad excuse, or do you just want to get started?
I vote we officially get started. All in favor?
Aye. Good. Let's get this show on the road.
Nobody cares about patriotism anymore.
I disagree, Sam. I think this will be good for the town.
But how is some play going to hold anyone's interest?
Sam, I think you'd be surprised. And having the high school history teacher here will be a great help.
Glad to be of service.
One question.
Martha?
How are the 6 of us going to pull this off?
Exactly.
Well, we'll have to use our imaginations.
Maybe we could each say a few words about America, this great country of ours.
Wait a minute, Tom. We're all just gonna show up and talk about America?
Sam has a good point. I can't see the curtain coming up, and we're just sitting in chairs talking.
We could stand if we wanted to.
So stand up. Oh, that's really exciting.
Come on, Sam. We won't get anywhere with that attitude.
We need to find a way to show America, not just talk about it.
You mean act out stuff? That seems awfully difficult.
That's what a play is, Sam. We act out stuff.
What are we going to do? Act like states?
Can I be Wisconsin? I've always wanted to be a cheesehead.
She's already in a state of confusion.
Let's get back to business here. How about brainstorming some ideas? What is America?
The United States, the land of the free.
The noble experiment.
Made up of people from all over the world.
It's Old Glory.
It's the Constitution.
Purple My Majesties.
Above the fruited plain.
We know all that, but I'm going to say it again. Where do we start? We need some sort of outline, a plan.
All right, everyone. I have something that might help us.
Now we might be able to get some ideas from this.
I think we may have something here, Betsy.
What is it?
The preamble to the Constitution.
You carry the preamble to the Constitution in your purse?
Only when I'm coming to meetings that might need patriotic motivators.
So give it a shot, Sam.
Huh?
Can you recite it?
Sure. It's, we the people of the United States, in order to, something, to ensure something, and establish something?
I probably couldn't do any better.
Why don't you read the whole thing, Betsy?
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Boy, that's a mouthful, isn't it?
But wait, Betsy's right. There's a lot in here to work with. This might be a good outline for our show.
How do you mean?
Let's take it a little at a time. Break it into phrases.
I like it. Let's start from the very beginning.
We, the people of the United States.
Hey, I have an idea. We could show a variety of different people, you know, all from the United States.
Okay, how about this? The stage is dark over here, and then the lights come up on several different types of Americans. Can you see it?
I like it.
And they could tell about themselves, their lives.
They can tell us about their own unique experiences as Americans.
How they are the ones who make up We the People.
Yeah.
Filling out your personal income tax form can be easy. Right.
Teaching is a huge challenge.
I was so scared my first year. It was overwhelming standing in front of those 28 faces the first day. And there was one face in particular that really stood out. His name was James.
It isn't easy being a single mom, raising 2 kids all by myself. It's so frustrating trying to juggle my time. I mean, I want to spend more time with Rachel and Jeff, but it's impossible to work 40 hours a week and keep up with their busy lives.
Some people think the life of a truck driver can be pretty tough. It can definitely throw you some curves. But being away from the family, on the road 16 hours a day, all by myself,
And do your deductions if they are itemized, or take the standard deduction, but see instructions to find if you qualify for the standard deduction. If you check any box on 35A or 35B. The heck is 35A? I'm getting more gray hairs by the minute.
James could barely read. He was so far behind, I was afraid he would never catch on. I wasn't sure how to get through to him. And some days, I felt he wasn't even listening to me, and I was just talking to myself.
But I must say, I'm so thankful for the support I've gotten. I don't know where I'd be without my church. They've been like a second family to me and my kids.
but let me tell you something. I feel so free out there on the open road. Driving a truck, I have the blue skies above me and the whole country in front of me. What a great way to see America.
For each real estate property listed, did you or your family use it during the tax year for the greater of 14 days or 10% of the days rented at fair rental value? It's the last time I've taken vacation for a while. Wait a minute here. A refund. I'm getting a refund.
But I just couldn't and wouldn't lose faith in him. Then one day something clicked. He started to enjoy reading. I would give him a book, and he would come back the next day with a smile on his face. It was incredible. Yes, being a teacher is a challenge. I wouldn't give it up, not for the world.
Without help, I may not be able to give my kids everything they need. But I know I'll always have enough love to give them. And isn't that what being a family is all about?
I've been everywhere and seen everything, from the skyline of Seattle to the wide open skies of Nebraska, to the rocky coastline of Maine. Yes, I've been everywhere, from sea to shining sea.
In the black hills of Dakota, you can touch the soul of America.
Only in America can you see a faithful love.
You can feel the heart of America in the wilds of Alaska.
You can touch the soul of America at the Texas
What do you think?
I think we have a long way to go. Like Abby said, the preamble's a real mouthful.
I don't see you spouting ideas.
All right, everyone, let's settle down. Sam, let's keep using the preamble as the outline to our show. The plan you are looking for. What's the next line, Betsy?
Let's see. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union.
Notice that it doesn't say a perfect union, but a more perfect union. Our forefathers knew that we could never be perfect, that America is always a process we're working on. That's why 27 amendments have been added since the ratification of the Constitution.
America, the noble experiment I was talking about.
I don't get it. What's the noble experiment?
Democracy. Every state has a voice of its own, made up of our own individual voices.
Then why doesn't anyone listen to me?
What I'm saying is that we can vote.
I vote to adjourn early.
That's what you think.
Come on, guys. We all need to work together on this.
Getting back to business. Voting is how the voice of the people is heard.
Yes. Well, as long as we're getting a civics lesson here, what do the colors of the flag stand for? White, red, white, and blue.
Everybody knows that.
Then you tell us.
They stand for blood, sweat, and tears.
That's a rock group.
No, really, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes, that's right. The red of the blood fought for our freedom, the white of the sweat working to keep our liberties, and the blue, the tears shed in its perseverance.
Yeah, what he said.
In order to form a more perfect union.
Mm-hmm.
Katie, what are you studying tonight?
American history.
American history. What part exactly?
The Constitution
Constitution. We the people.
of the United States in order to form a more perfect union.
You mean like the UAW?
Dad, what kind of union I mean?
Well, maybe I do. Why don't you give me a little quiz?
Are you up to it?
Sure, give me a chance.
Okay. What's a union?
Miss Katie, I know.
Yes, Dad? I mean, Tim.
Union, that's when two or more things are joined together or connected.
Go on. What does it have to do with America?
Well, America's made up of a group of different states. They got together and formed a union, the United States of America. How am I doing?
Not bad. But how do you explain Alaska and Hawaii? They're not connected.
Do I get extra credit for this one?
Sure.
You can be part of a union by being related to each other, even if you're not all together.
Right, but what makes them unions? Can you give me an example?
Well, think of it this way. Your Grandpa Fred, who was born in Kentucky, married your Grandma Lil from New York. Now your Grandpa Nathan, who was born in Tennessee, married your Grandma Margaret from California. And you know I was born in Texas, and your mother in Alaska. Right. Even though we were born in different states, now we're all part of one big happy family.
I like that part.
And all the members of our extended family are different from each other, but related, united. We all have different personalities, traditions, and beliefs.
Like when we go to Aunt Julie's house and she serves spaghetti on Thanksgiving.
That's certainly a tradition we've been trying to change for years. But you see what I mean. Being a vegetarian's part of what Aunt Julie believes, and we respect that. Really honoring our right to have different beliefs makes our family union stronger.
Would you call our spaghetti a noble experiment?
I guess it's as close as they come. But we're getting off track.
Back to the quiz. Continue, please.
Well, like the members of our family, the states all have their own unique history and heritage. They all have their own traditions and beliefs. Each is an individual. But as a union, they can rely on each other for strength, endurance, and capabilities.
That's right, Tim. And the way that union originated is also very unique in itself.
The way it originated.
You know. The people came from all over the world to the march of the drum and fight. From the pilgrims to the entrepreneurs, they long for a new way of life. They settled in the east, the north and the south. They traveled west by the streams. With traditional customs and other beliefs, they saw the American dream. And they all struggled to forge a path down the great American way. They became a part of the melting pot called the good old U.S. of A.
Now the spirit of 76 is alive in the 50 United States. Though divided, they're a part of the whole. That's what makes this country so great. And every state has a voice of its own and the freedom to make its own laws. But they all stand together, united as one, part of a national cause.
And they all struggle to forge a path down the great American way. And they're all a part of the melting pot called the good old U.S. of A. And we all traveled the freedom trail down the great American way. And we're all a part of the melting pot called the good old U.S. of A. Yes, we're all a part of the melting pot called the good old U.S. of A. Great job on the quiz, Dad.
Well, thanks, Miss Katie, but I couldn't have aced it if you weren't such an incredible teacher.
But now I gotta hit the books so I can become an incredible student.
Okay, but first, hug for Dad.
That was a nice idea for a scene. Now what?
We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice. Establish justice. Now what can we say about that?
It's such a broad area.
Exactly.
Are we talking about lawyers?
Lawyers are only a small piece of the puzzle.
George is right. We can't show justice in our play by only talking about lawyers. Tom, do you have any ideas?
Well, let's start with the basics. Justice is a fundamental part of our three branches of government: executive, legislative, and judicial. The legislative makes the laws, the executive signs them into law, and the judicial upholds and interprets those laws.
I have an example of justice. We used to have this old car, never ran right, used way too much oil, and was forever in a shop. To tell you the truth, it reminded me of my brother-in-law. You know, cantankerous, unreliable, never worked. So you know what I did? I sold the car to my brother-in-law. Now that's justice.
That seems like something you would do.
But seriously, justice is more than that. Let's toss out some ideas. A big part of it is that everyone in this country has a right to be tried in a court of law.
And also to know that if you're charged with a crime, you have a right to an attorney.
It's getting what's coming to you. Whenever you dance, you have to pay the piper.
It's equal representation for all.
And treating everyone equally.
All that is good, but I still don't think there's a cut and dried way to explain justice.
Sam's probably right. Maybe it's enough just to know it's there.
How can we show the presence of justice in America? How about this?
Can't we just stop and ask? You know we're lost.
Now, hon, there's no need to be nervous. With the directions in my head, and you with the map, that's all we need.
You said that 10 minutes ago, and we're already 30 minutes late. Everyone is probably wondering where I am. I've spent so much time on the speech.
Don't worry, we'll get there in time for you to give your speech. I'm sure the daughters of the American Revolution will wait for their fearless leader.
We need to stop and ask. We don't know where we're going. Can't you just slow down and let us talk to someone who knows where this place is?
Don't worry, I've got everything under control. Now let's see. Jim told me to take a left on Mill, go down 3 blocks. What does the map show?
Carl, are you nuts? Watch the road.
Where's Mill on this thing?
I told you, I looked for it and it's not there.
I know he said Mill. We were just talking 2 days ago and... Great. We didn't need this. Could you get the registration out of the glove compartment?
Here it is. Maybe he can give us directions.
Good evening. May I see your license and registration, please?
Certainly. I can explain everything, officer.
You realize you were driving 45 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone? Mr. Summers?
Yes, sir, but we're terribly late for an important engagement, and as you can see, we're going with the flow of traffic.
I'm sorry. We're not talking about anyone else. We're talking about you and what you're doing wrong.
Not only that, we're also lost.
I can possibly give you directions
Thank you.
after I give your husband a ticket.
A ticket? Officer, I'll slow down. Don't worry.
I'm not worried.
But officer, I haven't had a ticket in years.
You have a choice. Either mail in the fine, or if you'd like to tell your story to the judge, you can fight the ticket. It's your constitutional right.
He's absolutely right here. It's like I say in my speech, you know, about how wonderful it is that our forefathers fought for our rights. You have to admit that the right to defend yourself is one of the things that makes America so great. You have the right to be heard and counted.
It's your constitutional right. Stand up, be heard, and counted. It's your constitutional right.
Can't nobody take it away.
It's your constitutional right. Stand up, be heard, and counted. It was inspirational foresight, guaranteeing the Bill of Rights. A long, long time ago, what you got for was kept together. They were looking for political change. They were looking for a right way. Right into the revolution. The forefathers had a vision. They were tired of the system, looking for direction. That's what we got today. It's your constitutional right. Stand up, be heard, and counted. It's your constitutional right. Can't nobody take it away. It's your constitutional right. To get up, be heard, and counted. It was inspirational foresight, guaranteeing the Bill of Rights. Take a look at what you got. What you got all your basic freedom. Freedom's all that is black and white. That's right. Written down for you and me.
What you see?
You got so many kinds of freedoms. I'll tell you about 2 or 3. Let me see. You got freedom of religion, freedom of expression, constitutional right. Can't nobody take it away. It's your constitutional right. Let's get up, be heard, and counted. What it is, what inspirational foresight. It's guaranteed in the Bill of Rights.
Well said, ma'am. That's the way justice is done.
Okay, I get the point.
Officer, now that my husband understands all this, could you give instructions to Mill Street?
I'm sorry, Mill Street? There's not a Mill Street around here. Are you thinking of Mile Street?
That's it. Miles Street.
I told you we were lost. Officer, is there a way to give this man a ticket for not listening?
Never mind. I'm as guilty as charged.
Sir, I suggest you exercise your right to remain silent.
Case closed.
They really got on that one, huh, ladies?
Yeah.
Moving on. Betsy?
I think it should be someone else's turn to read. Anybody?
I can read it for you, Betsy. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility.
Keeping the home fires burning.
How we go about things in our day-to-day lives.
Things we are free to do and enjoy.
Okay. What would be a good way to show domestic tranquility?
I could show up in a t-shirt and watch TV.
Yes, but I doubt the audience would enjoy seeing that.
Let's think for a minute. What do you enjoy? What is tranquility to all of you?
It's reading a good book.
Surprise, surprise.
It's my time to relax. Like curling up by the fire on a snowy day.
Watching my children play at the playground.
Gardening. Planting my flowers in the front yard. What about you, George?
For me, working in my tool shed and making furniture. You, Sam?
Sitting in my t-shirt
I don't
and
wanna
watching.
No. Seriously, Sam.
At night, sitting outside, looking at the stars.
I agree, Sam. That is tranquility.
How can we demonstrate tranquility in our play?
Hey, I know, a picnic. We could show a family picnic. What could be better than that?
Exactly.
Hon? Are you asleep?
Yeah.
Are you having a good dream?
Yes, indeed. I dreamed you packed me a nice roast beef sandwich with lots of mayonnaise. And some French fries, chocolate chip cookies, and a fudge brownie, and a apple cinnamon pumpkin pie, and a Diet Pepsi.
I packed chicken. It's better for you.
Oh, well, that's what dreams are for. You know, Beth, this is a great way to spend a Saturday afternoon with you and the kids. It doesn't get better than this. Where are the girls?
Over there playing catch.
I better call them. What were their names again?
Please stop.
Barbara, Mary, come on, it's time to eat.
You know, it wouldn't hurt you to get a little more exercise. Riding around in that patrol car all day doesn't do much for that tummy of yours. I saw that.
You know, I may not be a marathon runner, but I'm into pink.
Pink?
You know, the color of very rare roast beef.
Will you get off that?
See, when you catch a runner like that, you have to block it with your body. Won't that hurt? Hey, sometimes it hurts to have fun.
Barbara, I don't want you hurting your sister.
Now, dear, that's what little sisters are for.
You keep talking like that, Buster, they're going to begin to believe you, you know.
Is that true, girls? You believe everything I say?
Sure, Dad, everything you say.
Just what I like to hear. How was ball practice?
She kept throwing fastballs at me. You had to learn how to play the game, right, Dad?
I ever show you how I throw my fastball?
You have a fastball? You can throw?
I told you you needed more exercise.
Well, I guess I'll have to show you all. Let's have the glove. Okay, Barbara, this is the way it works.
What are we having to eat?
Chicken.
Wait, this is roast beef.
Everyone ready?
Ready.
Now this is my world-famous fastball. Watch closely. Ah! What do you think of that?
Wow.
Am I good or what?
Just come over and eat one of my world-famous chicken sandwiches.
Good one, Dad.
I remember when my father used to do that one with me. You know, it doesn't get any better than this. A man relaxing with his family under a blue sky and not a care in the world. Relaxing in the noonday sun, relaxing when the day is done. A trip to the zoo, a picnic in the park, a concert in the town square after dark. Now you can work most all your life. You never see the kids, you never see the wife. Sometimes you gotta stop a while and breathe a little air. There's a garden in the backyard needing care. Relaxing in the noonday sun, relaxing when the day is done. A trip to the mountains, a journey to the shore. There's a Disney World vacation knocking at my door. Okay, I told you what I like to do to relax. Now it's your turn. Your mother will go first.
Me?
Come on, Mom.
Oh, all right. You all know how I like to shop.
Shop?
It relaxes me, but I don't like shopping at those fancy places. You see, I like shopping at the discount stores. There's a bargain to be had behind every door. I like Kmart and Walmart and JCPenney. And later that night, there's breakfast at Denny's. Relaxing in the noonday sun, relaxing from the places done. I'll find the best deal with a guarantee. There's a blue light special waiting just for me.
Yeah, right, Mom.
Your turn, girls.
I like spending time at summer camp.
I like rollerblading down a ramp. Sleeping in the treehouse under the stars. Eating popcorn and pizza and candy bars.
Relaxing in the noonday sun, relaxing when the day is done.
Do yourself a favor before you have a heart attack.
Take a long vacation and just kick back.
Relaxing in the noonday sun, relaxing when the day is done.
It's called domestic tranquility. Now what do you say?
We got it all right here in the USA. Relaxing in the noonday sun, relaxing when the day is done.
It's called domestic tranquility. Now what do you say?
We got it all right here in the USA.
Excuse me, Beth. Hey, Frank. Good thing you told me about your plans for the day. Lieutenant wants us to clock in early.
I thought we had a couple of more hours.
He needs us for crowd control at the big game today. Things might get kind of rowdy, and he needs us for our calming influence.
Well, duty calls. I gotta go keep the peace at the game.
You two be careful.
Aren't we always?
Say, got an extra sandwich?
Well, of course.
Keep the home fires burning.
Ew!
Just wait a couple of years, you two. Let's go.
Wow, roast beef.
What? Roast beef? She does love me after all.
I thought that last scene was cute. Let's keep going. We're really onto something here.
Here, why don't you give it a shot?
Okay. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense.
There's such a wealth of history to draw from.
So many times we've had to fight for our freedoms.
At home and abroad.
I told you guys this would get too difficult.
It doesn't have to be difficult, Sam. Do you know what I think exemplifies all of this? The Gettysburg Address.
Boring.
What do you mean? What could we do with the speech?
Well, someone could come out on stage and talk about that moment in history after the Battle of Gettysburg, when Lincoln got up to speak. And we'll always remember what he said that day.
Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth to this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. We are now engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure.
How it all came about, I don't know. But we were at war before we knew it. Mr. Lincoln, he said a nation divided against itself cannot stand. My William took great stock in what Mr. Lincoln said that day, and he done up and enlisted. August 1862 it was. He looked so smart in his uniform. He was so proud, and we were so proud of him. He wrote when he could, but that went often. He never let on how bad it was for him, and I wrote him back every chance I could. That's his gravestone, yonder. Oh, he ain't in it, but we put up a stone just the same.
We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this.
February 16, 1778. General George Washington wrote, "It is with great reluctance I trouble you on a subject that occasions me more distress than I have felt since the commencement of the war. For some days past there has been little less than a famine in the camp. Naked and starving as they are, we cannot enough admire the incomparable fidelity and patience of the soldiers. I am, on my part, putting every action to work that I can possibly think of to prevent the fatal consequences."
But in a large sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men living and dead who struggled here have consecrated it, far above our poor power to add or detract.
You have to understand, we all had to make sacrifices during World War II. That was what it was all about, what it was all for. And when we stopped to think of what our boys were going through over there, well, it was little enough for us to do without. Oh, there were scrap iron drives, rubber drives, paper drives, everything went for the war effort. And we were rationed over here. We had these ration books. We were only allowed so many eggs, so much meat, that kind of thing. I mean, it was so scary. You'd sometimes go to bed at night and wonder that maybe when you woke up, you wouldn't be free anymore.
The world will little know, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather to be dedicated to the unfinished work which those who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is for us rather to be dedicated to the great task remaining before us.
storm. This is a new kind of war, but one we will fight nonetheless. It will be fought on many fronts, some visible and some invisible. We will not let our freedom be taken from us. We will not succumb to tyrants or evildoers, whoever and wherever they are. And let it be known to all, we will protect this country and what it stands for.
That from those honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause to which they gave the last full measure of devotion.
That we here highly resolve that those dead shall not have died in vain.
That this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom.
And that the government of the people
By the people and for the people
shall not perish from the earth.
Together we must stand in times of mounting fear, never losing sight of our vision, our quest, the truths we hold so dear. A people filled with hope, a country young and proud, working hand in hand. Together we must stand. We are one. We are the United States of America. We are one. We are a nation indivisible. We're one. We are the United States of America. We are the land of the free.
Together we must fight, an ever-growing foe. We must all believe in this cause, in our future, the life we've come to know.
We fight to set men free. We fight for liberty. Working hand in hand.